Sometimes life is messy. Have you ever wished you could refocus your mind, home, relationships, and work life? Join us as we use research-based information to make practical changes and simplify life. This is Life Simplified.
Welcome to Life Simplified. This is Ashley, and I'll be your host for today. And over the last couple of episodes, we've been talking about thriving and embracing life as we age. We talked about rewriting the aging narrative, thinking about how we talk about aging, and taking time for yourself. How those two things can help you thrive instead of just survive. And today we're going to talk about a key to thriving, which is sleep. And Amanda mentioned in our first episode that as you age, your sleeping patterns change. You don't necessarily need less sleep, or you're not necessarily sleeping less, although it can feel that way, but that our patterns are changing. So today we're just going to dive in and talk a little bit more about sleep and how we can feel more rested. We are using information from the Keys to Embracing Aging curriculum, which comes from Kansas State University Extension, University of Kentucky Extension, as well as University of Arkansas Extension. And then we have some other sources that we will link in the show notes and talk about as we go through. To get us started, why is sleep important? I know people that say, I thrive on 4 hours of sleep. Well, I do not. I don't know about anybody in this room, but I am not thriving on 4 hours. But why? Why does our body even need sleep? Well, number one, learning and memory. Can anybody in this room focus well when they are sleep deprived?
No, thank you.
I'm like, everybody's looking at me like, no, we feel that way right now.
We're just focused on getting sleep.
Yeah. We would like for you to tell us how to get the sleep. Yeah. So we need sleep to improve our memory and to be able to stay focused. Our brain is forming these neural pathways while we're sleeping, and our body is doing all kinds of things while we're sleeping. Your brain is working, and Joni will talk more about brain health in a future episode. Sleep also affects our hormones that regulate hunger, so that can have an effect on our metabolism and our weight. We can't function as well whenever we are sleep deprived, so that affects our safety. It can affect our mood. Any grumpy cats when they don't get enough sleep? I'm seeing some laughter, and they're all looking at me. Grumpy cat over here. You might be irritable, stressed, sad. You feel those emotions a little bit more when you haven't had enough sleep. Sleep is important for our heart health, and sleep is important for disease prevention. So it is important that we get enough sleep. And I feel like we know that. So we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on why sleep is important. Let's focus more on how to get better sleep. On average, how much sleep would you say you get each night?
I will have to say for myself, on an average here lately, I maybe am getting 5 hours.
Okay. Amanda's probably not getting that much.
Normally, probably about 6 hours of sleep. So not bad.
Yeah.
Now last night it was about 4 hours of sleep, but we'll say average about 6. Just depends on the day.
So if I'm guessing, I don't know. It's not super consistent, but I would say between 6 and 7.
Okay.
Like on most nights, it's going to be somewhere in there.
Yeah. I get about 6 hours here lately. And I feel like over the last 6 months, that has been the norm. And before that, I felt like I could say I got about 7 or 8, but something has changed. But how much sleep do we actually need? Well, that depends on age, but adults need anywhere from 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Are you saying 10 over there? 10! According to the CDC, about 40% of Kentucky adults do not get enough sleep.
Well, I mean, did any of us in this room? Sometimes I get 7, but most of us were under that threshold.
Yeah. And I mean, it makes sense. We are not sleeping like our bodies need.
Well, and I think too, like if you think about the quality of your 6 hours of sleep, like is it uninterrupted like you're supposed to have, or if it's interrupted? And I think that plays into it too, because you could be getting, I guess you're in bed kind of sleeping 7 or 8 hours, but if it's not like a truly good sleep, I'm sure that affects it too.
Right. And how often you're waking up, whether that be you just woke up or you've got to use the restroom or it's hot in your room, or, lots of different factors go into whether or not you're sleeping. And I can guarantee you mine is not uninterrupted 6 hours. What do you do that helps you ensure that you are getting quality sleep?
I do notice a lot of times if I get up and go to bed, at a decent time, 9:30, 10 o'clock, I usually will get a better rest. But then there's times that I stay up until 11, 12 o'clock, and then I go to bed, and then I'm up a couple more hours, So personally, just being able to get consistent with going to bed instead of going in there and playing on my phone, like I do. So just, yeah.
Being consistent.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that phone here in a minute.
Oh, no.
That screen. We'll talk about that too. But so going to bed when you feel tired rather than pushing through and staying up.
Yeah.
So I figured, I was wondering, do you feel tired at 9:30? Is that why you're able to go to sleep? Or
sometimes, most definitely, And then the other night I was not tired at all and I was up to 2 o'clock. But yes, when you feel tired, you get up and go to bed at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I've started doing a do not disturb on my phone after a certain point. So I have it set between, I think it's like 8 o'clock or 9 till like 5 in the morning. So even if I get, a text or something like that, like I don't see that it's a notification, but you can set it to like if it's an emergency, or certain people can call through that. But that way there's no disturbances. Like I don't have to worry about if there's I'm laying, I'm sure you all been there. Like you're laying there and you're trying to go to sleep and then you get a message. You're like, is that important? Is it? I guess I'll check it. But then, so that way I don't even know until the next day.
Oh my gosh. Can I tell y'all a funny story that has to do with the notifications on the phone at night and sleep? So this past summer, it was Fair Week in our county, and we have social media for the office, and so there was somebody who was asking some questions, and it had started maybe at like 9 o'clock in the evening, and so I had seen it, but it wasn't a question for me, so I kind of just let it go. Well, I guess this person was a night person, and it kept going, and it kept going, and it kept going till like almost midnight. And it was just pinging and pinging and pinging and pinging, and I couldn't figure out how to silence the notifications on this platform. And I would fall asleep, and as soon as I would get asleep, ping. And it did this like 2 or 3 times, and I got so flustered. I got up and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the restroom. I'm gonna try and figure this thing out, and I couldn't. So I went to the restroom. And I'm going to get back in bed, and I'm exhausted, and I'm a little frustrated at this point, and all of the doors in my house are painted black, which normally is not an issue for me. I know I can walk away around my house in the dark, but I was very sleep deprived at this point, and I was very frustrated, and I slammed my face into my bathroom door. And I mean, loud, like so hard. My husband shot up out of bed and was like, "What has happened?" And I was like, "I think I broke my nose." I'm like, "What is happening?" So my nose was not broken. It was quite bruised and quite sore for the next few days. So that was not fabulous, and I was frustrated. And so I think having some of our things on our phone silenced during our sleeping hours is probably good for lots of reasons, but it definitely affected my sleep, which affected my decision making, which affected my face. So it was not fabulous. So yeah, and now I have that platform silenced. I had to get a coworker to help me. But now the bad thing is sometimes I miss notifications, but I have not slammed my face into a door in the middle of the night in a while. So yeah, that's a helpful tip, Amanda. Put some notifications on. Do not disturb.
And if you are that night owl, don't message people at midnight because they're going to run into the door and hurt their nose. So,
and I mean, it's funny now, but it was super
sure it was
not
awful.
funny that night.
I'm sure it was awful.
Yeah, no, that doesn't sound good at all. So I like that tip. That's a really good one. And I used to have notifications silenced, and then I don't remember why I took them off. So I need to go back and do that, because I feel like, and I don't know if other people feel this way too, but if your phone buzzes, you feel like you've got to look at it. Whether you have it silenced or not, it's probably still going to make some type of noise, especially if it's silent in your room and you're going to look at it.
And it lights up. And if you're in the
Yes.
dark, you're like, wow, light.
What is that? I need to look at that. We feel this need to check it. So I like that. That's a really good tip.
I don't know if I specifically personally do anything, but something that I have noticed does help me is my husband is more like he's ready to go to bed earlier. Like he wants to go to bed at a decent time. We get up early, and I'm one of those people that I can stay up late and I can get up early. And if I do both things on either end, I'm getting very little sleep. But he wants to go to bed early, get up early. So I go to bed the same time he goes to bed. I may not fall asleep. I may not immediately try to go to bed, but because he has a good routine, it encourages me to have a good routine. So I think that is helpful, that I'm at least getting ready for bed, getting settled, and getting in that mindset at a decent time, because that's what he's doing.
Yeah, that is helpful to have that encouragement to go ahead and go to bed. And a routine is really helpful. And I have a routine. I try to read before bed, but I found myself being really tired at like 8:30. And so I'd be like, good night, y'all. I'm going to bed. Well, then I would lay there and read till 10 o'clock, and then I'm not ready to go to bed anymore. So I have really tried to stay out of the bed whenever I'm reading. So if I feel like I want to go to bed at 8:30, then I do, but I don't let myself lay there and read for an hour and a half. If I want to read, then I stay in the living room, and then I only let myself read for about 15-20 minutes in the bed. I go to bed to go to bed, and that has helped me a little. Have you heard of the 10-3-2-1-0 sleep routine?
That's a lot of numbers.
That is a lot of numbers.
What was that again?
10-3-2-1-0.
Blast off.
That's what it sounds like, a book I'm reading to my son, right?
Start at 10 and then jump to 3.
Is it something with your phone or like technology?
It
something?
has to do with lots of things.
Oh, okay.
So
All the things.
Evidently, I have not heard of that.
Tell me more.
That's okay. That's okay. I had not before I was researching this, but this is from Columbia University. So the 10, and all of this is hours before bed. So,
10 hours? I gotta be thinking about bed?
yes,
Woo.
you got to think about 10 hours
know.
before bed. 10 hours before bed.
I can't even math that. What time is that?
I don't know.
Noon at lunch.
That was like lunchtime?
Let's start thinking.
Lunchtime is what
After
I'm
lunch.
thinking. Lunchtime. So around lunchtime-ish.
Okay.
Hold on. By that time, I'm waiting for an afternoon nap.
I know, like I'm ready for a nap.
So when I wake up, I'm gonna start thinking about when do I want to sleep again.
All right. Okay. Come back to me.
Sorry.
Come back
This
to
is a
me.
lot of pressure.
I feel overwhelmed.
Okay, well, and I have a feeling that you're not going to like what I'm about to say.
I'm probably
10
not.
hours before bed.
You make me mad, aren't you?
Maybe. All right, so 10 hours before bed, stop drinking caffeine.
Oh, okay.
Joni's like, all right,
No.
I can get on board. I knew
You can't have anything at lunch. No lunch caffeine.
That makes sense.
I knew Amanda was going to be like, I'm not doing it.
No. Sorry, that's a hard no.
Doesn't mean that I'm going to either, but I mean that makes sense.
I'm not doing it. I'm not going to follow it, but I see where you're going with this.
Only because I've tried to cut out my Diet Mountain Dews, and anybody that knows me knows I love my
Love
Diet
them.
Mountain Dews. Love them. And so I started drinking tea in the afternoons. I do not recommend doing that.
Really? What's it doing to you?
Because it's made me stay up even later than my Diet Mountain Dews.
It's more caffeine?
It has more, I guess. I don't know.
Or is it just different?
It done it. And my body was different, I guess, because I was so used to my Diet Mountain Dews. My body is. I mean, I could drink it as soon as when I was going to bed, and it didn't affect me. But for some reason or another, that tea did. And then when I stopped drinking it, I started being able to go to sleep better. That's just me, my body, but that does make sense.
Yeah. So we're typically drinking the caffeine to keep us awake. Mm-hmm. So stopping about 10 hours before bed can be helpful. Listen, I'm just the messenger here. It's just an idea, but I knew Amanda was going to be like, no.
I will file that in my tool belt.
There you go. Just file it away.
For later.
Just an idea. If you're having a lot of trouble, maybe put that one back. So 3 hours. We're down to 3 now.
Okay, we skipped.
Okay.
We're closer.
Okay, so,
We're getting there.
that one was really far away. That one was hard to think about. But
Okay.
we're closer now. We're 3 hours before bed. Stop eating and avoid drinking alcohol. 3 hours before bed.
I can do that. That's doable.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, does it affect you if you get up in the middle of the night and decide to have a snack?
well, I mean, your body, if you're having a snack, then your
time.
body is working to digest that food. So, but some people do need an evening snack. Maybe they're eating really early or they need some protein before they go to bed. So, this is an idea. This is something to think about. But if you eat a heavy meal close to bedtime, your body is working in overtime to digest. So that can mess with your sleep. And I have noticed that personally. Which I'm a very scheduled person, I'm sure that surprises everyone who's listening. I would like to eat breakfast by this time, and I want to eat lunch by this time, and then I'm ready to eat dinner by a certain time. But my life doesn't always work out that way. But if I eat later, if I eat closer to my bedtime, then I do notice a difference in my sleep. If you're noticing that you're having trouble sleeping and you are eating later in the evening, maybe that's something you could push back.
Well, and I would think too, if you're having meals later and you're drinking later, then you're going to have to use the restroom more often. And so you are going to get up and down a whole lot more than if you've had some time spaced between there.
Right. Hey, are you ready for 2?
I don't know. You made me. Are we?
I don't want to anymore.
The second one. Okay, listen.
The second one's okay.
3 was all right.
do
And,
that.
and 10, I could probably do that too because I concentrate my caffeine a lot heavy in the morning. But what you about to tell me at 2?
Okay, well, you just wait till we get to 0.
Oh.
2 hours before bed, no more work. Put your work away.
Like what kind of work?
I took it to mean work that you do for your job.
Okay.
So not like
But-
homework, housework.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
I'm doing dishes at like 10 o'clock because, we're surviving.
I didn't take
So
it to
I'm
mean
just-
that way,
yeah.
but that's a good question.
kind of work?
Yeah. I mean, if it's like work, oh yeah, that's no big deal. So
Right.
I can definitely,
Gladly set that aside 2 hours before bed.
I'm okay with putting a sign up that says like, no housework after
Yeah.
this time.
The
and
kitchen is closed.
The kitchen's
The living room is
closed.
closed. The house, everything but my bed is closed. And I'm going to sleep. Leave me alone.
That's right.
So I took it to mean no work that
Yeah,
you're doing
and
for
that's
your
probably
job.
what it is.
Because you've got that, you want that buffer between work and sleep. So
Yeah, for your brain to shut off and quit,
Like no
thinking
spreadsheets,
about
no
Yeah.
emails, no.
All right, 1 hour before bed, no screen time. Turn off the screens.
I mean, it's not going to happen.
I
Let me be honest here. Like, it's just probably not happening. I
can
get
do
the
that
importance, but not.
I can do that one. That one doesn't bother me. I don't get on my phone when I'm in my bed unless that text message pops through.
So, question though, what about your so if you're reading, but you're reading on a Kindle, you're reading on a screen, and it's a device.
That's a good question. It's the blue light, so I don't know if those devices, if they are blue light, if they
I think it's lower because it's that paper whatever.
right. So that's a good question and one that I don't have the answer to. But that blue light has been known to interfere with your sleep-wake cycle. Ready for zero. Zero is not an hour before bed or anything like that. It's zero.
It's a never.
It's the amount of times that you should hit the snooze button. Do I have any snoozers?
Oh, no, I don't snooze. I get up.
She snorted. She's like, oh, she's talking to me.
Are you one of those ones that like get on my last nerve? Like, sorry, husband, but he does this too. Like, if it's you snooze and then it's 10 minutes later and then you snooze again, I'm like, just get up. Like, it's gonna keep going off. You're not gonna get any sleep in that 10 minutes. I mean, just
But
get
you
up.
do. It is sometimes the best sleep.
No,
All right,
No.
I'm with Amanda. I don't snooze.
just get up.
yeah. And if I'm gonna snooze, I'm gonna snooze for 30
Just
minutes.
turn it off.
I'm turning it off and resetting it. I'm not snoozing for 9 minutes. No, thank you.
Yeah, I don't like the snooze.
Okay, so
We have a snoozer.
It looks like we have two.
here's what happened was here's the issue. Okay, so I cannot lie about this because Ashley rooms with me every time we travel for work, so she very much knows that my quirks, and I'm sorry. Just let's put that out there. First of all, I'm sorry. So on a regular everyday basis, I do not set an alarm. I do not wake myself up. My husband sets an alarm. He's like, hey, it's time to get up. I'm going to make coffee. And I go, cool. And I get up. Like, I hate an alarm. I'm sorry. I hate them. I don't like the sound. It makes me angry. It does not start my day happy. I'm not a fan. But if my precious husband says it's time to get up, I'm making your coffee, then I'm like, thank you, love. I'm getting up and I will be fine and I do not get upset. But every day he can't be with me, and that's unfortunate, but that's okay. It happens. If I have to set my alarm, I am angry and I'm like, no, stop, don't, you're yelling at me. And I hit it and then I'm like, nope. And I might do this 2 or 3 times. And
At least two.
Ashley might be the victim of my anger because she's there. So I'm sorry, but yeah, I am. I don't want to be. I don't like that me, but I don't like it yelling at me. It makes me upset.
My youngest is a snoozer. And then this morning I went to wake her up because I thought she had finished her snoozing and had just fallen back asleep. And I said, honey, it's 6:20. Time to get up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jump up. And she was like, I'm sleeping till 6:30. And I was like, okay. I didn't know.
She had a plan.
I was like, I thought you were done snoozing. I didn't know what this plan was. So, but I can be a snoozer, but I don't want that 9 minutes. I want a full 30, or it's not worth it to me. So I do try to go ahead and just get up, and I forgive you for being a snoozer.
I'm sorry.
I just go ahead and get up. When she snoozes, I'm just like, all right, I'll just get up and I will go wash my face while she's snoozing.
I mean, sometimes I roll over and go, I don't want to, and then I lay back down.
Joni, you're a snoozer?
I am a snoozer, unfortunately. Yeah, and I've snoozed sometimes and my alarm didn't go back off. You know, that's happened too a couple of times in my life. I don't know. Sometimes it's
happen.
just like that mental thing, thinking, oh, that's just like the best sleep ever. You know, I may have done it this morning. You know,
That last 5 minutes before the alarm goes off, it typically is some of the best. So I get it. I get it.
Yeah, but not for the 12th time.
Time 3 is the best.
but with mine, my husband, a lot of you all know, he works out of town. And so he'll be like, okay, do I need to call and wake you up in the morning? And I'm really good about getting up on my own, but I was like, no, don't call me today. I'm not working, or I'm not doing it.
Do not wake
Or
me up.
he'd be like, okay, I'm going to call you this time. Okay, fine. And I'll be like, why are you calling me? And then he's like, go back to bed, so, it happens.
It does. But those are just some ideas if you're having trouble sleeping. So try that method. And then we'll just go through a few other tips to get some sleep. And this one you've probably heard before. Go to bed and get up at the same time every day, even on the days that you do not have to be up.
Is that truly realistic?
I'm not saying that I like it, because if I can sleep in on a Saturday, that's what I would like to do. So is it realistic? I don't know. I don't know your life. But
I think, let's listen. I think we can do like a sliding scale here. Like, let's stay within an hour or two on either side. Like, maybe, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get up at 5 a.m. on Saturday, but I don't sleep until noon. I'm rarely sleeping past 7. And I feel like that 2-hour gap on either side feels reasonable. Like, it's close. It's within the realm of similar.
yeah. I did like this tip. Expose yourself to natural light throughout the day. And when we're recording this, it's really hot outside, so I'm not super into that natural light, but opening the blinds to let the sunlight in. And one of the tips that I found was to go outside first thing in the morning. And I was going to ask, does anybody, Joni raised her hand over here, does anybody go outside first thing in the morning?
Only because I have animals. That's got to go potty.
You got to take those dogs out, or all the animals out.
All the animals, yeah.
Yes. So, but getting that natural light helps your body know that it's daytime. It's time to be awake. And then your body will be like, oh, now it's nighttime. It's time to go to bed.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
blinds. I was like, so when I go in my son's room and I raise the blind,
You're
I'm
like,
like, wake up, Buttercup. And
You're
then-
that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that too. She did not like it.
No, he doesn't like it.
My
but
daughter did not
I
like
do it
that.
too. I do it to the daughter. I'd be like,
Sometimes
you
you
gotta get up.
have to.
Roll the blinds
Yeah.
up.
Time to get up.
But the husband does that to me, and I'm not a super big fan of it. Like, but he is like, he's up. Blinds are open all over the house.
Well,
like,
I mean-
he's opening this sucker up. It is morning time. Welcome.
Letting
My
in the
thing
natural
is-
light.
He
Yeah.
is. He is.
If you've got to be up,
just get
it
up.
might as well be bright enough for you to see
You just
and get
gotta
your
get
stuff
a precious
done.
husband like mine to get your sleep on track, because
To
I'm
get
a
you-
hot mess by
get you
myself.
awake. And then we've talked about this numerous times, but being physically active throughout the day. Be physically active for at least 30 minutes each day, but avoid those strenuous activities within a few hours before bedtime. Limit naps to 20 to 30 minutes if you must take a nap. And you want to take a nap early afternoon if you must take a nap, like before 3 o'clock. If you can keep your bedroom, the place where you sleep, if you can keep that cool, quiet. I know some people like to have noise, whether it's a sound machine or a fan, but not loud noises. Keep it dark. Make it comfortable. If your bed is comfortable, if your pillow is comfortable, your bedding, and then you want it to be relaxing and free of distractions. So don't take your phone with you to bed, because it is a distraction. And avoid watching television in bed. Another big one is manage stress. And we didn't talk about this one a lot, or really we haven't talked about it at all yet. But when you think about it, why are you unable to sleep? Is it because you're thinking about what's going on the next day? Is it because you're stressed? Do you feel anxious? So being able to manage your stress in a healthy way can help you sleep better. If you're having trouble sleeping, or you're concerned that you might have a sleep disorder, be sure to contact your physician. We are providing this information for educational purposes, but a healthcare provider can help you get to the root if you are having a major problem. It may be helpful for you to keep a sleep diary. Keep up with what time you go to bed, what time you're waking up, if you're taking naps. if you're exercising, if you're drinking alcohol, if you're drinking caffeine, if you're eating late, if you're having a whole lot of trouble sleeping, that might be helpful for you. If you have other tips, things that work for you, we would love to hear about those. We would also love if you would share this episode or another of your favorite episodes on social media. Follow us on social media. We have Instagram and Facebook. And we would love to know what you would like to hear next on the podcast. Thank you for listening. This is Life Simplified.
Thanks for listening to Life Simplified. We are family and consumer sciences agents with the University of Kentucky Cooperative Extension Service. Contact us at lifesimplifiedpodcast@gmail.com.